Prior to building with Feadship, I had built a vessel before called Westwind. And in doing so, I learned how incredibly important it was to make sure that should we wish to build, that we were going to have to develop a package of instructions which left no doubt as to what we wanted in our new vessel. What was unique with Feadship was that Feadship was very much engaged in communicating with us what we could do, should do, or may not wish to do. This was very helpful because it addressed the building standards. It also addressed a lot of the security issues that we had. We did have a lot of unique and actually different types of requirements that were not typical design. One of them was the vertical windows in both the bridge and also our stateroom. Another was that we wanted to have a private apartment on the upper deck, which was a first for Feadship to develop. There were, needless to say, some architectural issues and some engineering issues which needed to be addressed. And this was done professionally, and I think we got a very good package as to suit our particular needs. So we have been quite pleased with Feadship's ability to met the requirements, which were unique at the time. What was very important for us is the vessel was built for Pacific sailing, Pacific Ocean sailing, long distances, so we had to accommodate that. We had to accommodate serious anchorage, right, which meant both chain and lockers and set up for that. It's not any vessel that would be able to sustain the kind of sailing that we have done in the past, but both in style and security. So it's been great.
Also, we had specific criteria for the noise level. They have really delivered on that. So it's a very quiet vessel, and you don't hear anything from room to room. You don't hear the engine. You don't hear it. It's very, very silent, very quiet, and it was a requirement.
So the vessel has been all over the world. So you could call it an explorer, I guess, from that perspective. And I have to say, just to add one thing, is that when you're in these remote areas, there's no assurance that something is not going wrong. You know, there's always something that can happen. But Feadship has always been there for us. I mean, when we need a spare part or there's a problem, whatever, because Feadship built it and Feadship had all the plans, etc., we could reach out to them quite quickly. They knew exactly what the situation was. And if they did not have, or if they were not able to help us, they knew who could. And so this was incredibly helpful.
I enjoyed the two Mutu Islands next to Bora Bora.
Yeah.
They were amazing dives there. We love everything. If we're going diving, we have our favorite. If we're going exploring the country, we have a different favorite. If we are visiting family or friends, or depends what activity is, that is where we like to be. And so over the last 30 years, we did it all. We've been diving, we've been fishing, we've been with friends, we had parties, we just used the boat a lot over the last 30 years.
So, and not in any order of importance, right? I enjoyed Alaska a lot because it gives you a lot of variety of sailing. The glaciers and the beauty of Alaska is unique. The fishing is fantastic. The wildlife is really quite interesting. That's sort of a wilderness and outer area of that type of recreation. But also we spent quite a bit of time in Japan. And Japan was more of the historical, it was beautiful. It's a beautiful culture. It's a beautiful country. And that was fun from just a visit perspective. And then the diving, of course, as Mary just said, we have dove in almost every major dive site in the world. We've been in Belize in the Blue Hole, and we've been in Indonesia is probably our favorite. It has 2 major seas, and the currents in there can be strong, but with the currents, of course, you get a lot of aquatic life. And if we're near Papua New Guinea, the aquatic life is really, really very special. So we've spent quite a bit of time in that area.
Now that I look back 30 years, we've been to everywhere. It just completely changed our lifestyle. I cannot imagine our life without the boat. The places we've been, the people we met, the friends we met, we would invite people to join us and became very close to them after that. So it really allowed us a different kind of interaction with places and people, and it added a lot to our life. Having your own home travel with you wherever you're going, it's very unique. It's very special. And being in areas where you're exploring and learning and everything is new and the food and the people and the culture, it really broadens your horizons and you learn a lot. And it's a lifelong learning when you travel.